welcome to my lazy spot. The Animal Crossing readathon starts today, and my goal was to have a TBR down by this point, but it's not happening. The only thing that I know for sure that I'm going to be reading is The Tea Dragon Society by Katie O'Neill. I had originally planned to tackle Little Women, but it's huge, so I don't know if this is going to happen. It's likely not going to happen. And I did want to read Ghost Squad by Claribel Ortega, but yeah, I don't know. What I think we're going to do is we're going to treat this readathon the way that we would treat our lives in Animal Crossing, which is to take it slow and to relax and to just progress as we go. I think this is perfect for this readathon. It's very cute and I feel like I'm going to be relaxed when I read it. But as for the rest of these books, I think I'm just going to try to cross off the prompts as I come across them. We're going to attempt to do this readathon in parts. And I thought it would be fun to do another little like slice of life vlog because I haven't done that in a while. At the time of filming this, the coronavirus is the big thing right now. There are 142 cases confirmed in New York, like as a whole state and city, and one is pretty close to here. Although I do live kind of far out, and I thought that I'd have more time without it, but here we are. Anyway, I thought it'd be interesting to document how I'm passing time with that. But to be honest, I'm kind of a shut-in anyway, so I imagine it's not going to be any different from my normal life. It's really nice out today, so people are going to be parked outside with music blasting, and I hate it so much. I'm waiting for my boyfriend to wake up because I don't know what we're doing today. I think he's got to go pick up some stuff and I'm just gonna come with him because it's nice out today and I want to spend time with him, but I also want to go to one of the Manhattan libraries to pick up a book. But that's the plan for this readathon. We're gonna take it slow and I hope you guys enjoy it.
Those are funny ones.
Hi, darling.
Hi. That's me.
So, you know how today is the first day of the Animal Crossing readathon?
Yeah. Wait, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. Actually, I forgot. Okay, I forgot, but instinctively I didn't forget.
Are you gonna participate?
I've already participated.
You've already participated?
I am already already participating.
Yeah?
Yeah, already on the train today I started reading
What are you reading?
Red, White, and Road.
Yeah.
But I did that like it said instinctively. I forgot when the Animal Crossing thing was gonna start.
Uh-huh.
But since I finished Super Mario,
uh-huh,
I was like, you know what? All the time that I spent gaming, I should switch it immediately to the book so I can finish it in March.
Nice.
And that's what I did today. And I guess I sort of started the day that the book started. So
good call. Fun. Your instincts came in handy this time.
I got a churro.
It's beautiful.
Yeah?
It's out of focus. Oh, no, there it is. Babe, why you look like that?
It smells really good.
It does?
Smell it.
I can't smell. I wanted to see you take the first bite. Why are you biting it like that, babe? Wait, let me feel. How is it? You have some cereal in your mouth. It looks like little fangs.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for joining me.
I thought you were gonna make this a show.
No.
Jonathan's Artist Adventures.
Definitely not. I'm not that big of an artist.
Oh, I don't know about that. Ooh, are we gonna plug your Instagram?
If you want. Put it right here. So right now what I'm doing is I'm getting bored because I have to make a menu for a client at school. And I don't like this project that much because I have to spend a lot of money with freaking arts and crafts, and realistically I shouldn't be spending money on this but instead printing a menu. But these places want to charge me like $100 to print out like 100 menus and I only need 4, so I'm not going to be stupid and I'm going to make it on my own.
I think you're gonna do a great job.
I hope so.
I know so. One day I'll get on camera and not look like a mess. I'm not really sure why, because this is only really supposed to happen in cold weather, but my ankle has been locking up. It hurts so bad. Y'all, look at this. First of all, Moomin socks. But second of all, so this is the bad ankle, if you don't know. This foot goes back farther than this foot, which means I need more exercise on this. I think I'm gonna do some stretches while I read the Tea Dragon Society. And the library opens up at 1 o'clock, so I have until then if I want to just read and try to relax, and then maybe walk over to the library and get something. Why did I want to go there anyway? I don't think it's gonna be as nice as it was yesterday, but it's still gonna be kind of nice, so maybe I'll take a walk on the boardwalk today. Tea Dragon. Oh my god, that was so cute. I want to live in this world where everything is so... You know that chart that I tweeted a couple of weeks ago? It was like the diagram of like really cute relaxing things. This book belongs there. This is the best book to start a readathon with, especially one revolving around Animal Crossing that's like about sweetness and being relaxed, and oh my god. Also, here's a weird thing, but I kind of read some of this in Chloe from Books with Chloe's voice in my head. Something about listening to her talk about the Tea Dragon Society in one of her videos stuck with me, and I read it in her voice. That's weird, I know. So I just got back from the library and I was picking up some manga because I totally need more, but I was wondering if they could have possibly had the Tea Dragon Festival, and ta-da, they did! I am just feeling so incredibly sad. I'm so sad. I think reading this will help if I could just get back into this world just for a few more seconds. It's a little bit longer than the Tea Dragon Society, so I think this is gonna be a good thing. After I finish the manga that I just started. Oh, that's so cool. There's sign language in this book. I finished the Tea Dragon Festival and I want to cry. It's not even like sad or anything like that. It's just so soft and so sweet, and the color palettes are so soothing, and it's just such a cozy fantasy, and I want a tea dragon, and I want everybody to love each other the way everybody in these stories loves each other, and it's so lovely. Oh my goodness. I would die for Katie O'Neill's books at this point. Read the Tea Dragon Society and the Tea Dragon Festival if you haven't yet, please. It's so pure. So here's my little update. It is Friday the 13th. In terms of the world around us right now, COVID-19 has been announced as or declared a pandemic, so things are crazy. I have something of a sore throat. It might be like a cold. I don't think it's gonna even evolve into a cold, if anything. It's just that my throat hurts a little bit, but I'm like hardly coughing. But pretty much everybody in my immediate family is like high risk, so I'm trying not to engage with them all. My grandma has pneumonia, and the way that they told her was you tested positive, and her brain went right to COVID-19. She was like, oh my god. And my mom is like, you didn't even test for that. But yeah, everything is crazy. New York Public Library has decided to close all of their branches in Manhattan, the Bronx, and Staten Island starting tomorrow. And I'm not sure if Brooklyn and Queens libraries are going to do the same, but I should stock up just in case. I should stock up, as though I don't have a billion books in this room. But I do have 2 books that are ready to be picked up. What is that? All right, I'm not landing there. I'm not in the mood for a fight. I say right as some enemies come near me. Get away, and they're all waking up, of course. And a Yiga clan member. This is fantastic. When you get to a certain point in Breath of the Wild, everything happens so much. Anyway, I have 2 books waiting for me right now at the library, and it's actually quite a nice day out, so after I'm done doing whatever it is I'm doing right now, then I'm gonna go pick them up and hopefully start reading something. No, that's not dragon music. I haven't really been reading the past few days, but I started listening to, what is the name of this book? Beyond Belief, My Secret Life Inside Scientology and My Harrowing Escape. I've been trying to read more nonfiction this year, and so far I've read at least 1 per month. But this is also going towards the 2020 Read Harder Challenge hosted by Book Riot. So yeah, I started the audiobook for that last night,
although I'm not very far in. I'm only on like chapter 5, and I was kind of listening while falling asleep from a migraine last night, so I have to listen more carefully. But I've been hoping that would get me back into like the reading mood in general. And the 2 books that I'm picking up right now I'm very much looking forward to, so hopefully that will also push me in the right direction. Despite the fact that I haven't been reading a lot, I think I'm doing pretty well in this readathon, but we'll discuss that when I actually am reading. Anyway, let me fight this giant. That's precarious, huh? What if I just talked about these books from here, halfway up my bed? First of all, it's so lovely outside right now. So lovely. It is about 66 degrees right now in my neighborhood, or 18 degrees Celsius, 18.8. I'm Googling it, by the way. But yeah, that's saying something, because my neighborhood is usually about 10 degrees colder than the rest of New York City because I'm by the ocean. So yeah, it feels really nice. Anyway, the books that I got. The very highly anticipated My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. This is gonna be so hard to read, I think, but I'm really looking for, wow, the print is so tiny. I'm really looking forward to it regardless. But what I absolutely will read today, Aquacorn Cove by Katie O'Neill, because why wouldn't I get another Katie O'Neill book, right? There's so much going on outside right now. I said it's a really nice day, so there's so many people gathered outside my apartment. I couldn't leave the apartment downstairs. Like, there were just people gathered in front of it and I had to be like, hello. So I don't know if I'm gonna read Aquacorn Cove right now or if I'm just gonna go play more Breath of the Wild, because I just feel really, I don't know. I don't know what I feel. I don't know anything. I don't know how comfortable sitting here will be, but hopefully it'll be enough for me to finish this in one sitting. I kind of wish I had taken this book with me to the ocean today. I could have sat outside with the nice weather. This is me lifting literally anything. So cute. Oh, I'm gonna cry. Oh, that was so cute. This is so cute. Oh my goodness. These books are everything. They remind me a lot of Studio Ghibli films, actually, where life is just so lovely, and there's that touch of magic that's in there that's woven so seamlessly. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It's really beautiful out today. I feel kind of like shit, if you can't tell from my voice, but I thought that coming out to the beach for a little bit would make me feel a little bit better. There's kids out here. They're at the playground. I mean, I guess I can't say anything because I'm outside too, but you know. I want to say there's less people out from a usual Sunday, but I could be wrong. Gosh, it's beautiful though. Yeah, I don't think I really planned on coming down to the sand, but I guess that's what we're doing now. It's funny, the boardwalk, especially further down, doesn't look very empty, but the beach itself does. I mean, granted, it's like early March, but it's still a pretty nice day out. I don't know. This whole situation is really surreal, you know?
And at first I thought this was going to be completely out of, like, I wasn't going to be able to get into it because it's spring, and while also, like, doing a lot of survival stuff, and, yeah.
Today, my socks feature Moomin and Snork Maiden going to the beach because that's what we're doing. Oh wait, my shirt too. My shirt has Sora at the beach. Love that. For the next 2 days of this readathon, I think it's going to be fairly rainy out. So I think today what I'm going to do is go to the beach and write in my journal for a bit and just reflect and try to make sense of all of this craziness that's going on, because it's wild. Everything is a lot. I think it'll be nice to get some sunlight in, and maybe I'll do some reading while I'm there. I also haven't updated in a couple of days because I've been, well, you already knew that I was sick, but my throat hurt so bad that it hurt to talk and my voice was ridiculous. It sounded so silly. Before I leave, I just wanted to write a quick letter to one of my favorite professors, probably my favorite professor ever, from when I studied abroad, because she sent me a little package a couple of weeks ago. Completely caught me by surprise, and it was a little Hinamatsuri present, and it was just so cute. I was really touched that she did keep me in her thoughts, and it's just really nice, you know. I'm quite worried about her actually. She said that the city that I studied in is fine and not to worry, but that was a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, I just want to send her something small. I feel bad because she sent me like an actual gift, and the only holiday that's around right now is, well, St. Patty's Day, and I'm not gonna send her like a little St. Patty's Day something, and I can't even like go out to get anything. Yeah, I can't really think of any like American holidays that I can give her like a little something. But yeah, I've already drafted out the letter in English, and usually what I do when I write to her or to anybody is that I translate it as I write, so it takes time, but I guess I'm most comfortable that way.
No, you're good, forecast. You're good. You're good. I just saw it. Comment. Let us know. Let us know. Let us know. Wow, look, Trey can't relate to this Wi-Fi quality.
Tomorrow's the day, friends. I woke up to an email from Amazon that the copy of New Horizons that I pre-ordered for my boyfriend for Christmas wasn't going to be delivered until Tuesday. That's not happening. So we canceled his pre-order and we went ahead and did it digitally, so he'll have it at midnight. And then he pre-ordered it for me from Best Buy, which it's already shipped and it's gonna be sent to his house tomorrow. That bit of anxiety out of the way, we can finally think about our island life. By the time this vlog comes out, the game will have already been out, so I'm not exactly asking like, what are you thinking of naming your islands, but what did you name your islands? Or if anything, what were some that you had considered? Because I considered a couple, but I finally decided on an island name like a month ago actually. But you know, after I finish reading what I'm reading right now, I'm gonna go ahead and make an Instagram for my Animal Crossing stuff. When New Leaf first came out, my best friend and I ran a blog together on Tumblr dedicated to our towns, so I'm gonna do somewhat similar of a thing with Instagram. I thought about putting it on Twitter, but Twitter makes me too anxious, so hopefully this thing will stay purely Animal Crossing and not delve into like other Nintendo stuff, because I just feel like putting all of my like game related things on one place, but I'm not committed enough to go to like Twitch or anything like that, you know? What am I saying anymore? What am I even saying? Anyway, since this ends tomorrow and Animal Crossing comes out tomorrow, so I'm probably not gonna get any reading done anyway, I figured it's time to go over how I did in this readathon. I definitely didn't complete all of the prompts, but I'm not gonna say that I failed because there's no failure in Animal Crossing. So first we have Rossetti. Don't forget to save. Read a book of your choice while using a bookmark. I considered this completed when I finished my Dark Vanessa last night, which I completely didn't even get to talk about. I'll do that in a few minutes. But since I didn't get to vlog myself reading this, you didn't see that I used this bookmark for it. Unless you follow me on Instagram, I did post a picture with this. So that's when I considered the prompt completed, but that's not the bookmark that I wanted to use in the first place. A couple of weeks ago, I had a double date with my best friend and he got really drunk and bought me these bookmarks. One of them is missing because I'm using it right now, but aren't they pretty? This is the one that I'm currently using I'm reading Absolute Boyfriend right now. It's a rainbow, and then when you open it, it says, the more you know. Okay, so Rossetti, completed. KK Slider, listen to an audiobook or read a book that has musical elements. So I already mentioned I'm listening to this book called Beyond Belief, which I'll put a picture of right here. There's no way that I'm gonna finish it. I'm not gonna push myself to finish this before tomorrow because I'm not gonna fully listen to it or enjoy it or commit myself to it, so we'll just consider that unfinished. The same goes for the next one, the Able Sisters, read a book with strong family themes. I meant to do that with Little Women, that's why I picked it for this readathon in the first place, but clearly I never got to that book. It's not really included in any of my current reads, so that's also one that I just never finished. Tom Nook, read a book that you have recently purchased or checked out of the library.
my Dark Vanessa. But the same could also be said for all of the Katie O'Neill books too, because I got them out of the library like right as the readathon started, or during the readathon. Animal Crossing GameCube, read a book that has been on your TBR the longest, or reread an old fave. That's why I'm rereading Absolute Boyfriend right now. And then the bonus prompt, Isabel, read one of the host choices. I went with Tori's and I read The Tea Dragon Society, which I loved, but you already saw that. So, you know, 4 out of 6 is not bad. Not bad at all. So we can briefly talk about some of the stuff that I've read that I haven't really gotten to update you guys about in the first place. I actually did film a clip of me talking about this book, but trying to sum up my feelings was so difficult. I also hadn't finished the book at the time that I filmed that clip, but I was like 30 or so pages from the end. So my Dark Vanessa jumps back and forth between the past and the present being 2017 when the Me Too movement is picking up, because someone has accused her former teacher of sexual assault. And this teacher that she had in high school was one that she had an affair with when she was 15 years old. So she's forced to like reconcile with her past and re-examine it and ask herself, was that really abuse, because she doesn't consider herself to be a victim. Other people have said it before me and they've probably said it better, but this is a very difficult book to read. The scenes are quite explicit and they definitely have the ability to make you feel very uncomfortable while you're reading. Kate Elizabeth Russell does not hold anything back. There's this one part that really got to me. Well, there were lots of parts that actually like punched me in the face, but I try to imagine the same line paired with the Polaroid strain took of me at 15. My heavy-lidded eyes and swollen lips, or with the photos I took of myself at 17, standing before a backdrop of birch trees, lifting my skirt as I stared at the camera, looking like a Lolita and knowing exactly what I wanted, what I was. I wonder how much victimhood they'd be willing to grant a girl like me. This book is just not in black and white terms. There's so much messiness in it and I love it. You know, I know we already know that there's no such thing as one story that kind of encompasses everybody's experience, but with movements as big as these where everybody seems to have a lot of similar experiences, it can be really hard to kind of separate them in a way, because it feels like a lot of the dialogue ends up being, you know, we're all in this together. It doesn't matter about this and this because our stories are all the same. But it matters very much to Vanessa because not everybody sees themselves the way that other people see them in terms of victimhood and the things that happen to them. And there's so much that Vanessa still has to unpack about what happened because she hasn't seen it in the light that we see things right now, you know, culturally. For Vanessa, there are a lot of gray parts, and maybe you as a reader might think it's not that difficult. It was or it wasn't, but to her it just doesn't exist that way, and things like that don't exist that way for me either. For me, there needs to be some sort of examination into, I'm not just talking about like this nature, just like in anything. I need to examine something. I need to understand how it works and how it came to be and why things are happening the way that they are. And I know this sounds like really vague, but just for me, I can't deal with just a black and white. Because, you know, while I was reading this, I was thinking about Vanessa as a person who just reminds me a bit of myself, with feeling like there's something wrong with her, like there's this darkness inside of her that she can't really explain and she doesn't know why it's there. But besides that, it reminded me of this, it wasn't even a relationship, but something that happened with this man who's 10 years older than me. I was 1920-ish, around 20, just turned 20 at the time. And so much of what this teacher says to her and the way that he frames things reminds me of this man, and it's infuriating, but I'm really glad that this wasn't done in a very, you know, like black and white way, like I said, because there's so much that I personally, for myself and my experiences, need to examine. And I feel like a lot of the times when we talk about these things, it's always a straightforward to yes or no that we go to. Does that make any sense? The story ends at he hurt you and you don't deserve that. But I need more than that. I need to pick things apart. I need to understand the way that things came to be. I need to understand every single second that happened to me and how it affected me, and that's what Vanessa's doing in this story. I really hope that wasn't just completely incoherent. It's really hard for me to gather my thoughts, especially with these kinds of things and things that are a bit more serious, because unfortunately there are people who tend to get upset if your hurt doesn't fit their idea of hurt, or if you don't fit the perfect box of victimhood, which Vanessa most definitely does not. But that doesn't mean that she doesn't deserve some sort of healing or to have some sort of reflection on her trauma and whether or not she considers that trauma. Do you know what I mean? I just really, really love this. It really took me out of my reading slump, for one, because I started reading and I just absolutely could not put it down. And over the past few days that I have been reading it, it's allowed me to look back at my own past and examine certain things, or at least get a head start on examining certain things. You know, I've been trying to be more reflective of myself and my past, and how that comes into play with who I am now, and who I even am right now is another question, but I'm glad that this book gave me kind of the space to do that. And not only that, but in giving Vanessa the space to embrace or kind of examine her flaws and her shortcomings and the parts that aren't as squeaky clean that the rest of the world would like to see within that process, it gives the reader the space to do the same thing, or at least it did for me. So I really appreciate it. Whew, that was dark, but we're gonna move on very briefly to Absolute Boyfriend, which I'm rereading right now. I'll probably be done with it in the next like half hour or so, and I've read it a billion times before, but I just wanted to say that it's just so much fun every time I reread it. It makes me laugh every time I pick it up, and I love just how sweet Knight's personality is. Granted, she built him and she picked the qualities that were supposed to go into his personality in the first place. There's a part where she says that she wants to go to bed, and he's made for, I don't want to say a sex toy, but like a lover toy. It's a sex toy. What am I saying? So he mistakes that for her saying that she wants to go have sex. So he brings her to bed and they start kissing, and he starts to like kind of like take off her clothes, and she's like, no, I don't want this. I want to experience romance before I have sex. He doesn't make a scene or anything like that. He kisses her forehead. He says, I understand. And he says a boyfriend should never force himself on his girlfriend. Reading that now, I guess I appreciate it more than I did the first time I read this when I was like 13 years old, mainly because I hadn't experienced as much of the trauma that I've experienced since then with people who don't know how to respect boundaries. But reading this now, it hits very hard. I'm gonna go finish this up really quick, and honestly, I probably won't be filming for the rest of the day. Thank you for joining me in this video thus far, and I will see you tomorrow when we go pick up Animal Crossing.
Okay, I'm gonna start at the same time. 1, 2, 3. Oh no!